What's going on, my trainer club? We have Cresselia coming out to Pokemon Go, so what I'm gonna do for you today is break down the top counters, the 100% IVs to help you catch more Cresselia. So, welcome to the trainer club. Here we go! All right, everyone, we have the Cresselia replacing the Azelf, the Mesprit, and the Yuxie wherever you are. So drop in the comments before we get into all this, are you excited to see a shiny Cresselia out there? I think a shiny looks super, super cool. And then after that, we have the shiny Kyogre followed by the shiny Groudon, which takes up the bulk of the legendary Pokemon coming to the raids in Pokemon Go for the summer. However, last summer we had the birds, which was Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, come out for the raid day, which was the 3-hour raid window, which had the shiny Pokemon. I think this year they're going to do Raikou, Entei, and Suicune with the 3-hour raid window with the shiny Pokemon. So that's my theory. So if you need the excellent throw guide for the Cresselia, make sure to check out my video up here. And then of course, as I keep providing you value, make sure to hit that sub button, have those notifications turned on, so every time I push a new video, you are the elite trainer in your area with all of the best knowledge. But right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start breaking down the top counters with the whole entire counter raid boss guide. We're gonna do the 100% IV, and I'm gonna make sure that you are suited to catch this guy. So he is coming out on May 27th, which is a Monday, and that's gonna be 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern, or wherever you are at. Make sure to go to PokemonGoLive.com and get yourself suited to be ready to fight this Cresselia. Plus, we have the ability to catch him in his shiny form, which is super, super awesome. I really like the shiny form. I am pretty hyped on this, and he is a pretty beast. Great league attacker if you can get him through a trade under 1500. So, what we're gonna check out today is making sure that you are set up, you're ready, you have the 100% IVs, as well as the top raid counter guides to help you succeed. So let's get right into it right now. So Cresselia is an all psychic type Pokemon that gets a couple of unique movesets. So it is going to get boosted in the wind, and it is going to be a pretty powerful defensive Pokemon, making him in no circumstance, even under foggy weather, when he is going to have boosted counters, he is not going to be able to take down. So he is going to be weak to Bug, Dark, and Ghost Pokemon, which are going to make up most of the counters. But for the 100% IV, under normal conditions, level 20, he is going to be 1633. And then boosted under windy conditions only, because he's only psychic, you're going to be able to catch him at 2041. So his attack is going to be 152, his defense is going to be a 258, and then his stamina is going to be 260. So he is a beast Pokemon with base stats as far as defense and stamina go. That's what makes him really, really good for the Great League. So if you want to get him, you're going to have to trade for him, and he's going to have to drop in CP value to be able to get you under that 1500, but it's very possible to do it. It just takes a little bit of time to do so. And the max CP is going to be 2857. So like I said before, duo is not possible under any conditions. Trio is possible. It's definitely going to be hard. And then the recommended party size would start at 4 and go all the way up from there. So when I say 3, that means that you are not only level at least 38, because 38 you can get your guys all the way to 40 as far as their level power-ups go, but you also need to have maxed up guys. So the trainer level doesn't necessarily matter. As long as you're at 38, what really matters is how powered up your guys are. You could be a level 40 and have like level 30 guys and not powered up, or you could be a level 30 and power your guys up to 32, and technically you would be a stronger attacker than that level 40 trainer with the level 30 Pokemon. So what we're going to do now is get into the top counters to help to make sure that you can catch these guys, you can beat the Cresselia, and you can take him down. So before we get into this, let's make sure to check out the moveset, because it's going to have a little bit of an effect on what counters you are going to choose. So his moveset, for his quick moves, he's going to have Psycho Cut and Confusion. He is going to have 3 moves, all different types. Number 1 is going to be Future Sight, which is going to be a stab effective move. Number 2 is going to be Moonblast. Number 3 is going to be Aurora Beam. So for the Future Sight, it obviously doesn't do any types of increased damage, but for the Aurora Beam, we have the Ice move, which is going to put the Giratina at a disadvantage. So the dragons are going to take increased damage from ice, and then we also have the Moonblast, which is a fairy move, which is going to be doing increased damage to dark Pokemon, which is going to be Tyranitar. So I just wanted to point that out before we get into the ranking of the counters. So here we go. Number 1, we're starting with the Supreme Attackers. We have the Giratina Origin Form. Giratina Origin Form is going to be Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball combination. He's going to be a beast. However, if he does have the Aurora Beam, it's going to hit him pretty hard. Cresselia is not ice type, so it doesn't have the stab effectiveness to do the more damage, but it is going to affect him the most out of any of these Pokemon. Take that into account. I would still have my party set up with this guy. Number 2, we are going with the Mewtwo. You can do either Confusion. I prefer Cycle Cut because of how fast it is, and then we are going to do the Shadow Ball. So the Mewtwo does not get affected by any of the moveset. And then number 3, we have the Gengar, the Glass Cannon Ghost Pokemon, the highest DPS, but not the overall most. So what Gengar's best moveset is going to be either Lick or Shadow Claw. You can also have Hex, but those first 2 are going to be better, even though they're both legacy movesets. And then we're going to have Shadow Ball as the special to make sure to take it out. And those are the bulk of the Supreme attackers. So you have 3 options. Make sure to take advantage of these guys. Have them be your primary party setup, and then have these guys ready. And then anything we go on after now, you can also have as part of your incorporated party or your backup party, but take that into account and know what the differences are. Getting into those excellent counters, we have one of my favorites that I have a ton of boosted up. You guys already know this. We have Tyranitar with that Bite Crunch combination. Like I said before, the fairy move, Moonblast, is going to do a little bit more damage to that dark Pokemon. It's going to be effective against him, so look out for that. I would still incorporate him into my party regardless. He's going to be a beast. And then secondly, we have the Weavile with the Feint Attack and Foul Play. Weavile is like the Gengar, the dark Gengar, right? Because he's a little bit of a glassy cannon, but he still does a lot of damage. But if you're going to choose between the darks, I would definitely stick with the top. And then coming in as the third excellent counter, we have the Houndoom with the Snarl and Foul Play combination. And then following, we have our first bug counter, which is going to be Pinsir. That is going to have the Fury Cutter and the X-Scissor as the moveset. And we also have the Sizer as the fourth, with the Fury Cutter and the X-Scissor as well. And then we have a couple other counters coming up. We have the Honchkrow, but take into account that Honchkrow is flying, so Ice is going to be effective against him. And then also Fairy is going to be effective against him since he is dark. So what you may want to consider is not using him, but if you do want to use him, you can use the Honchkrow with the Snarl and the Dark Pulse. And then also you can utilize the Absol with the Snarl and Dark Pulse. And then finally, I just love this guy because he's super cool. You can use the Sharpedo with the Bite Crunch combination. So those are the combination of the attackers that I would recommend using. Start at the top, Giratina Origin Form, Mewtwo, work your way down. Fill your parties up with this. If you need a second party, then do the Tyranitars and everything else in between. Make sure if you're going to be going in with very low players that you really want to use those really high effective guys. And you also have to take into account that these guys are going to have a couple weaknesses for some of the Pokemon. Like the Dragon's going to be weak to the Ice move, like the Dark guys are going to be weak to the Fairy moves. So now we're going to check out how the weather affects the Cresselia. So the sunny weather is going to do nothing for anybody. So the windy weather is going to boost the Cresselia's moves, and it's also going to put him at a level 25 to help catch him as a boosted Pokemon. So make sure to know that 100% IV. And then the partly cloudy weather is not going to have any effect in any of the battles. However, the cloudy weather is going to boost the Fairy moveset for the Cresselia. So Moonblast is going to be boosted. So under that condition, the Dark guys are going to take a lot more damage. And then moving downwards, we have the Snow, which is going to boost the Aurora Beam. It's going to do a lot more damage to the Dragon as well as the flying Pokemon. So the Honchkrow and the Giratina Origin Form. And then moving downwards, we have the Rain, which is going to boost the Bug Pokemon. And then we have the Fog, which is going to boost the Ghost and Dark Pokemon. So that is the remainder. So make sure to know your weather to make sure which you're going to gauge and what Pokemon you're going to use more heavily. So that's it, guys. Make sure to get out there. Make sure to hunt this shiny. You guys have approximately a month all the way into June 18th. And then we are going to switch to the Kyogre. Make sure to check out my excellent throw tutorial to have these excellent throws set up for you. Make sure to know the 100% IVs, the 1633, level 20, and then the 2041 at level 25 boosted in the wind. And besides that, make sure to have your counterparty set up. Make sure to be ready. Make sure to know his movesets because he gets 3 different movesets. He is a psychic type Pokemon that is weak to Bug, Dark, and Ghost. So that is it, guys. We are ready to take down this Cresselia. I hope you guys get that shiny. He's super cool looking. Make sure to trade him if you want to use him in PvP to try to drop him down below 1500. And then, of course, as I always say, make sure to have a ton of fun while you do this because that is the name of the game. So you know what I will do? I will see you guys out on that next video. Peace!